Hello and welcome to your daily crypto news. So before we go further, as always, make sure you click the subscribe button, smash the like button for us. We're doing a contest. I'm going to put the details behind me on the screen. We're giving away a nano ledger with $50 worth of cryptocurrency of your choice that we're going to load on it for you once you receive it. So really excited about this contest. You got to be a subscriber, like, make a comment, the whole 9 yards. So like I said, you guys read the instructions. They'll be behind me and also down below in the video information. Okay, so we usually start with looking at the markets, but before we do, let's look at Bitcoin. Now, this may be in stark contrast to the video that we started with that, was very fun about Bitcoin, and it's not fun right now. So, as you can see, the price at 73.62, it's down 1%. I've been watching people's videos from today, and earlier in the day when other people recorded, everything seemed to be up. It was really sideways action, but up just a tiny bit, and now we've hit another low. So I wanted to show you this guy. I wanted to show you guys this. I've zoomed in since basically the peak right before Christmas is when it peaked, and then of course it went down, went back up, then back down, and of course we have been going up and down quite a bit, but more downs than ups. So I've zoomed in here, and as you can see, the low the Bitcoin hit was $6,200. So right now it's $7,300. We're only $1,100 since the low during the crash. So you would think that surely we're going to hit a floor soon. If you look back in April, the floor was very similar to where it is now. It got all the way down to 66. That's as low as it got. So right now it is at 73. It dipped about $200 just, it seemed like, in about 10 minutes. So I'm not sure what's causing it, or if there's news to cause it, or if this is just the nature of the beast at this point. But as you look at this chart, it feels like we've had a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Now, I think it's just because this crash absolutely destroyed all of us, all of our dreams of Lambos. And, we seem to be getting up, and the markets were doing well at the beginning of May. But you know what? Were they really? I mean, at this point, looking at it since December, it just looks like sideways action. So I don't really know where we're going to go from here. I think the floor is probably somewhere around 6,500. So I think we could go down that far. We may see it if it breaks. If it breaks below 7,200, this is not financial advice. I think we'll probably see it go back into the sixes. A lot of people are wanting it to go back into the sixes so they can accumulate. I don't have any money left to accumulate with. It's all in cryptocurrency. So if you have money to do that, then maybe you want that. I'd like to see it go up. But my general feeling is we probably are going back down to 6,500. And then hopefully with the launch of all these mainnets in May and June, that'll put more excitement in the market. So let's go back and look at the markets. And pretty much as you can see, nothing is up or down that much. Tron is up almost 3%, but I expect since this Bitcoin dip just occurred pretty recently, we'll probably see most of those green numbers turn to red. So the biggest losers of the day, MadeSafe coin, that's just coming off of a big pump. It's down about 10%. Decred has been on a pretty steady decline over the last week, as most things have. Bitcoin Private is on a correction. Skycoin, after what appeared to be a pump and dump, is also still going downwards. Zencash, Dinacoin, Bitcoin Diamond, Ethos, and OneChain round out about the top 10 there. I guess that's probably 9 actually. But let's go to the winners of the day. Winners of the day, we have Veritasium, iExec, RLC, and WaykiChain. And of course, it goes from there. Nothing else is up over 5% other than Ardor. So let's look. iExec and WaykiChain have been showing up so much. I want to take a quick look at those. So iExec is currently at $2. The supply is about 87 million. The market cap's 163 million. As you can see, it has been on pretty much a steady climb since April. Of course, it kind of peaked in May and then dropped back down and is heading back up again. And, you look at the Satoshi value and the chart looks pretty good. So this could be something to invest in. Of course, nothing in my videos are financial advice, just personal opinion. So what is iExec? So it is blockchain-based, decentralized cloud computing. So we've looked at several of these different cryptocurrencies that are in this niche or niche, depending on how you want to say it. I like to say niche. I'm sorry. If you think it's niche, I'm still going to say niche. I just want to tell you that. So, I think that there is a lot of room for growth in this sector because the more that we become dependent on computers, and like I just bought a new Mac and for my work, and it's awesome. It's really good. It's bigger than my last one, but pretty much right out of the gate, I run so many programs on here that it was already telling me like out of memory, and it's upgraded over the last one I had that was telling me the same thing. So I think that as we get further into just needing to run more programs and more power on your computer, this could be something to look at. So WaykiChain also showing up seemingly every day. It is currently at $1.81. Circulating supply is 175 million. Market cap is 317 million US dollars. As you can see, it launched during the crash, but it is way above where it was at the crash. So one thing that WaykiChain is betting on big is the World Cup. So if you don't know what WaykiChain is, and this may explain why it's been pumping because it's been getting closer to the World Cup. So WaykiChain betting app released to benefit from 2018 World Cup games. So basically part of WaykiChain is a betting platform. So the platform announced it is optimizing its systems to enable betting in over 50 matches in the World Cup tournament, which is one of the most popular tournaments followed by billions of people from different corners of the world. So the long and the short of it is this betting platform, they're really hoping that the World Cup is going to propel this forward. I'm a big fan of betting on blockchain, similar to Funfair. I like Funfair a lot. I think it makes sense for people that are in that area. Personally, I don't gamble online, but I can see how much easier it would make things if you could just sit down with money and take it away. And that is kind of what I believe. Well, I know that's what Funfair is doing, and I hope that's probably what WaykiChain is doing. So immediately, if you win your match or you win your bet, you get your WaykiChain coins. So you can put them in your wallet. You can go put them on an exchange and, get your fiat if that's what you want to do. So I think it's pretty cool. So let's look at this. I found on Reddit. I thought this was very interesting. This guy here has a website you can go to, satoshisays.typeform.com. And he's asking for people to submit answers on companies that they think will not be around in 5 to 10 years due to blockchain. And he lists Dropbox as the one that is topping the list right now. So that's very interesting to me because I use Dropbox for a lot of different things. But Dropbox is centralized storage. So we've looked at coins and tokens such as Storage and a couple other ones that have slipped my mind at the moment. But they're really big on decentralized storage. So if Dropbox, if their servers got hacked, like would my files be safe? I don't know. I like to think they're backed up. But, I don't know the answer to that question. But if we had a decentralized way where no one could get access to my files, then obviously that would be a better solution. So, but I think that Dropbox probably is going to be able, I don't know what their purpose for having centralized storage would be. I would be very interested to see how so many of these companies listed on this list here will change and adapt to decentralized. So will Dropbox go decentralized in the future? I think they probably will. I don't think Dropbox is the type of company where people are adverse to use it because it's centralized. Just in terms of, I don't hear hatred for Dropbox like I hear it for Facebook, or I hear it for Google, or I hear it for other platforms, Twitter, whatever it may be. So I think Dropbox has a good chance to survive either way. So found this also. It says Bitcoin transactions using Segwit now make out almost half of all Bitcoin transactions. This news comes from the monitoring resource transactionfeed.info, and Segwit transactions reportedly constitute 40% of all Bitcoin at the moment. This recent increase in Segwit popularity is thought to be linked to the cold storage and wallet provider Zappo adopting the technology. So just pretty cool. If we look back in December and January when the transactions, the fees, and the time it was taking were just absolutely out of control, and then all of a sudden Segwit comes in, and it has seemed to really ease that. Now, obviously, the networks aren't as overloaded as they were in the past due to the volume right now, but if the volume picks back up, it'll be interesting to see how much this actually helps. Pundi-x. So Pundi-x has now been nominated for a listing on the BitZ exchange. So if you're a fan of Pundi-x, as I am, I found this article. I'll post the information below. It explains to you how to vote. So whenever we see these votes, it really puts these communities to the test, because if I see, and of course, you have to take into consideration some of it is manipulation. Some of the bigger nominees might put money or incentives for people to go vote. But, you know, I was looking at one that was on Huobi, and a token that I like was like dead last. And it really made me think. And the amount of votes it had compared to the winner during that round was astronomically low. And you know what? It made me second guess that crypto, if they don't have a community that can come out and vote to get it on an exchange, then what does that mean? That means the only way they're going to be able to grow is by having groundbreaking technology, and then eventually people will jump on it. But right now, it seems like nobody's excited about it. So I think that this will be a test for Pundi-x, especially with their recent token swap and all that going on. It's hurt them on CoinMarketCap as far as where they're ranked. I think they're still trying to get that figured out, exactly how many they have in their circulating supply. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to win this vote. I'm a big fan of Pundi-x. I would suggest you, if you are, to go vote for that and try to get it on. So here we are. Timothy Tam interviews NEO founder Da Hongfei. So to me, Da Hongfei is one of the absolute best minds in cryptocurrency. I don't think he gets really the credit he deserves for what he's done for NEO. You know, it depends on where you look, but from some numbers that I saw, you know, NEO was absolutely the biggest gainer of all of last year. It was up like 80,000% or something insane like that. So he's also a big part of ontology, and I think everything he touches seems to turn to gold. While, you know, Vitalik and Charlie Lee, they really get, and Craig Wright, they really get all the credit, but I just don't feel like he gets it. But this was a very interesting little snippet from this interview. It says, NEO has been very successful in the ICO space. What is your view on the current ICO market? How do you project ICOs coming in this year? Very interesting. I think the market is cooling down dramatically. I think they raised too much money. Most projects do not need that much money. We raised $4 million and still had some reserve from ICO. Most projects are raising too much money, and they're sleeping on that money. And I know some projects develop quite slowly. They did their ICO 2 years ago, and with the ETH price, they're sleeping on lots of money, and development is quite slow. So it kind of reminds me of like a baseball player, or you can say make any sport, but I would say a baseball player who he's going into his contract year. So he like really works hard. He has a really good year, and he gets that fat contract. And you know what he does? He gets lazy. So once these ICOs are earning all of this money or getting all this money, you know, crowdfunded or whatever it might be through their ICO, they seem to be resting on their laurels. That's probably a large reason why we don't have products yet for so many of these cryptocurrencies, and I think we're seeing that it is beginning to hurt the markets. I'm certainly hoping that all of these mainnet launches this month and next month are going to get us closer to working products and seeing what all this is going to look like. But I thought that was very interesting, a very good point for him, talking about what some of these companies are doing with the money. So I'll drop this article below, as all the articles will be below, and you can check them out. So, Monero mining malware found on Apple Macs. A Mac-based Monero crypto-jacking malware was reported this past week on Apple forums. This malicious software was privately running software that mines the privacy coin Monero on the user's computer. I think that's supposed to say mines, not mines. Malwarebytes Labs reported the discovery when a user noticed that a process by the name of MS Helper assumed a large amount of CPU time on their computer. The user also stated that they noticed this malware running after installing Bitdefender. So, very interesting. Now, I, of course, have never done this. I'm not interested in doing this. But I have read about people that what they do is they have toolbars that have malware installed in them. And when you install that malware on your computer, basically the creator of that toolbar is able to use your computer to mine. Now, it's just mining micro amounts, but just imagine if you had 100,000 people that had downloaded the toolbar, you might actually be able to mine some significant amounts. So I think that is probably what this was. So you guys just be careful with everything that you download. I would have thought that Apples were immune to this, or that Macs were, because I've never had a virus on a Mac. I've been using Macs for several years now. And this is very eye-opening for me that I have to be probably more careful than I have been with my Mac. So just interesting, nothing bad on the Monero community, obviously. These are just scandalous people that are hijacking people's computers. So, the big meme, Bogdanoff. So, I've been getting a lot of questions and just people asking me personally, not necessarily on the channel, about what is this Bogdanoff meme. So basically, I found this on Reddit. It talks about what it is. So it says, it's a picture of one of the Bogdanoff twins speaking into a cell phone. It was titled "The Call That Saved Europe" initially because in the Bogdanoff mythos, the twins have supreme power over the government of France as well as the governments of Earth. It was later exploited to the call that saved X, meaning that the Bogdanoffs intervened and led to the success of whatever X was. So this is really taking off big in cryptocurrency. We basically stolen this guy. But I say guy, they're twins. Let me show you guys what they actually look like. Guys, there's so much to choose from. So the Bogdanoff twins, this is plastic surgery gone wild. And they used to be, as you can see here, pretty normal looking dudes, if you will. I guess you would consider that normal looking. But this is what they look like now. And they're just all over the internet. They're the most insane people I've ever seen. I'm not trying to mock them. They basically have done this to themselves. But I remember when I first started seeing this meme, I was like, what is this? And so I just like Googled, he sold it meme or whatever, because that's when in cryptocurrency it'll have him with the phone and it'll just say he sold it. And I discovered that these were real humans. And the only other thing I can think of that was close to this for me and discovering something was real was when I discovered the liger was real. I saw it on Napoleon Dynamite. He's like, my liger's my favorite animal. And I was like, that's not a real animal. And then I looked it up and found out it was. And I was like, whoa, mind blown. So this was shocking to me to find out that these are actual real humans. So very scary. A lot of people on crypto Twitter are changing their crypto avatars to basically Photoshop in this face. I've done it for mine. It scares the crap out of me. I'll put it on my screen. I hope that this goes away and we all change it back quickly because it's horrifying. So another meme. This is Smanem. So if you guys don't watch Bizonacci, I'll put the link down to his YouTube channel. He makes videos making fun of all these people and making fun of cryptocurrency. They're really funny. I've used a couple for my intros. He is awesome. You guys go check out his channel. Big shout out to that guy. I don't even know him, but I think he deserves some Patreons and some tips and the whole 9 yards because he's doing a really good job. So this is Smanem. So he's on the latest Bizonacci video. And the reason his name's Smanem is because they have this picture of him with an obvious picture of Eminem on his shirt. But he's obviously not from America. And so whatever shirt company misspelled it and put Smanem. So this is another one that I'm starting to see in a lot of different places. So and then you have, I'm sorry guys, I'm having way too much fun right now. Then you have the combination Smanem and Bogdanoff. So this stuff just makes me crack up. I love memes. I love everything about them. We make memes on our Instagram page. Follow us on Instagram at bitboy_hodl. And I just think this stuff cracks me up. So I want to explain that to you guys because I know a lot of people that are on crypto Twitter and stuff, like they don't know what they just see people posting pictures of that guy, one of the twins, and don't know what it's from. So Bizonacci has made a ton of videos using those guys. So go check out his channel. So I guess that was news. I don't even know. But thanks for watching today. Don't forget to enter our contest. And also make sure you subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button. And until next time, that was your daily crypto news.